Hi everybody, it's Rochelle. I'm back. I haven't done a video in a little while. Unfortunately, um, I'm not feeling good. I had a bout of cold and cellulitis in my finger at Christmas time. And in the last couple weeks, I've also been dealing with out of the blue cellulitis in my foot from a calcium deposit. So if any of you have ever watched my previous videos, you know that I am healing scleroderma, celiac disease, and asthma, all autoimmune conditions. Naturally, I've gotten off of all of my medication except for my puffers for my asthma because I do have allergies still, and here and there it helps me. But today I wanted to come on and talk to you about cellulitis and scleroderma. So if you're somebody that's suffering with scleroderma and you have calcium deposits like me, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Once the calcium deposits sort of make their way out of the skin, or try to, or at least that's in my case, that's what happens. Um, it leaves the skin open for bacteria to come in, and it doesn't matter where you get it. I mean, I work as a teacher. I could have got it at school. I could have got it at home. I have 3 kids of my own. I could have got it at the grocery store. It doesn't matter. Wherever the bacteria is coming from, um, if there's an open wound or whatever, it's going to get in. If you've never had cellulitis, it's a bacterial infection of the cells in your skin, and your skin goes really red, like a really bad sunburn, and it literally feels like your skin is on fire. With my finger, I lost like 2 or 3 layers of skin off of it. Every time I would take the bandage off, another layer of skin would come off, just from the sheer heat of it. And a year and a half ago, I almost died because the bacterial infection, or the cellulitis, I got into the calcium deposit in my foot, traveled, and they couldn't figure out which antibiotic would kill it. And I was in there in agony and on painkillers and, the whole shebang. So it's very scary for me, to get the cellulitis, because I'm almost phobic now. I don't want to go back to the hospital, be hooked up to an IV I had it for 2 weeks the last time. And that just, I don't have a great quality of life as it is right now some days. So that literally stripped all my confidence, all my self-esteem away. And so I was terrified that with this one that I would have to do the same thing. Luckily, it came out of the blue. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. I had the stabbing pain in my foot, just like I'd had in my other calcium deposit. I'm like, oh my gosh, I know exactly what this is. Of course, tried to be a hero, went to work that day, and by noon, I couldn't even walk. My shoe, I could not get back on. At lunchtime, I took it off because my foot was so swollen and sore, and I could barely get it back on. But I got into the after hours clinic, and they got me some antibiotics, which I hate taking, and Tylenol 3, which again, I hate taking. But I needed to kill the cellulitis. And so for the last 2 weeks or so, I've been fighting this cellulitis. And I have to say, this one was difficult because it was on the bottom of my foot. So right underneath, like my little pinky toe, it was right there. It was like walking on like a marble that had like a gel pack around it. So like the calcium deposits in the middle, and then the gel pack is like the cellulitis, and it like wrapped around this side of my foot and up onto the top of my foot, right in between my toes. Extremely painful because you're walking on it all the time. With my finger, at least I could kind of keep it up. I could drain it. This I could not. So it was very difficult this time, and out of the blue. And honestly, like I just started this new position at work. I was just getting into the groove. The kids were just getting into the groove. And now I'm like, what's this message? Like, why are you, universe, putting me on my butt, basically? There's obviously a lesson that maybe I needed to slow down, or maybe I'm, just going too full tilt and wearing myself down, and I needed to rest. I don't know what the message is, but I got to show you my shirt. So, and it's backwards probably for you, but it says, gotta believe. And the reason I wore the shirt, it's actually my daughter's shirt, but the reason I wore this shirt today for this video was because I believe there's a process, and I believe that the universe holds me somewhere, and this happened for a reason, right? Like there's a reason for every single thing in your life, whatever it is. And so I'm trying to go inward in myself and figure out what that message was and what I need to learn from this bout of cellulitis. So unfortunately, I'm going to be off for another week of work due to the fact that it hasn't healed. It's healing, but it's not gone. So it's still like that burning pain and difficulty walking. But I tried something on the weekend because I was desperate. And if you've watched my other videos before, I'm a big believer in fasting. Again, gotta believe, right? I believe that the body can heal itself. So antibiotics were just not doing the tricks. I got to Friday, that was the end of my antibiotics. So I stopped. Saturday, I said, you know what? This is stupid. I'm doing a dry fast. I'm going to detox all the medication out of my body. And, that's what I did. So I dry fasted from Friday night until Sunday morning. And Sunday morning, I have to be honest, the pain was improved. It was still sort of sensitive, but it was better than it was. And I thought, oh yes, I finally got it. And then I started herxing in the morning, so I needed to slow down my dry fast a wee bit. So I rehydrated with coconut water and the baking soda and all that kind of stuff, and found that it wasn't too bad in the afternoon. I could kind of get around. I was like, okay, great, this is a good improvement. And then by supper time, the pain had sort of come back a little bit more. So yesterday, I do my intermittent fasting anyways. Normally, I don't eat till at least 12 or 1. So I did that again yesterday morning, and that seemed to help it again. And then I stuck with mainly fruits and veggies yesterday. So the lesson is that, I think honestly that the dry fasting, maybe the next time I get cellulitis, I just get a dry fast instead and allow my body to heal it, because with the celiac disease that I have, having antibiotics and Tylenol 3 in my system, just my stomach was killing me. And then I would eat because the antibiotics would upset my stomach, but that wouldn't be the time that I would normally eat. So then my body was like, what is going on? I don't understand. I'm trying to fight this, yet you're feeding me. I don't get it. So anyways, I think that next time when I do if I get cellulitis, which I hope I never do, and I hope none of you ever get it because it's painful, that I will dry fast first and see if that's the key to killing it and getting rid of the cellulitis. But my fear is that if that didn't work, where I would end up. And I really don't want to end up back in the hospital again, because that was horrific the first time. So anyways, my message today is dry fasting is amazing. I came in the dry fast. Sunday was usually my recovery day. Yesterday didn't feel so bad. Today I feel a little bit better, not foot wise, but like mentally, because the antibiotics and the Tylenol 3 were affecting my head too, like not making me think clearly, making me feel down. And, today I decided I'm off work, and I've been feeling pretty bad about myself the last couple weeks with this whole cellulitis, and beating myself up about why did I get this? And I let my principal down because I've got a new position at work, and, the kids what are the kids going to do? And I'm like, last night I finally just said, Rochelle, like, you need to look after you. This has happened for a reason. And honestly, you know what? You need to feel better about yourself. So I got up today, I put some clothes on, I threw some makeup on, I sort of did my hair a little bit. And you know what? Half of life is just showing up, right? So today I showed up for you guys, and I hope that this can help somebody that has had cellulitis or is dealing with scleroderma. No, you're not alone. That, you know what, I'm right there with you. And I really appreciate all the comments that people are making on some of my videos, that they're so positive and inquisitive actually about fasting and how it affects your life. And I have to be honest, fasting has changed my life. So I'm going to do another video in the next little while and upload it soon, seeing as I have a little extra time this week. Normally I can't even get to the computer because I've got the 3 kids and work and all the other stuff that goes on around the house, right? Anyways, have a fabulous day, love and light, and be good to yourself and give yourself a break. Bye, everybody.